After the start of our great senior season, our coach sat us down before our game against Chillicothe. Our coach said if we wanted to be productive in college, we would have to decide between being a cornerback and being a halfback. So after a long conversation with our family, we decided to focus on being the best halfback we could be before heading into our freshman year of college. This game against Chillicothe would prove to battle some demons for ENags, as he ran all over Chillicothe's defense, especially in the first quarter, while here we're rushing for our second touchdown of the game. Time and time again, it really just seems like Chillicothe cannot keep up with us. Centerville's blocking has been unbelievable, which has led us to such a great senior season. While being 7 foot 400 pounds definitely has disadvantages, we are just absolutely bulldozing children all over high school football fields across Ohio. It was definitely frustrating for us to have to decide between playing halfback or cornerback and focusing on what direction we wanted to go, but we decided that our unique size and skill set really made us a force to be reckoned with in college as being a halfback. And here we put in our third touchdown of the day already in the first half against Chillicothe. Coach knew that once I decided to be a halfback that all he had to do was feed me the ball and this game was going to be over. Big run after big run, and our offensive line really stepping up and getting me the blocks that I needed to be successful against Chillicothe. And here again, we break off our fourth touchdown run of the game against Chillicothe. We are really playing with some anger today. With about 19 seconds left in the first half, we decided to air the ball out to try to get some more points on the board, as Chillicothe is keeping up with us with 21 points in the first half of their own. A screen here that actually has some great blocking, and we also get out of bounds to stop the clock. Another pass play here with 8 seconds left, and it looks like he's going to throw it to us, and we are lucky that it wasn't picked off. Throws it into triple coverage, but we come down with the catch. And with 3 seconds left in the first half, we throw a Hail Mary, and Craig Ostrander catches it for a 28-yard touchdown reception. And this game is looking like it's going to be a rout for us, up 35-21 coming out of the first half. Still trying to throw the ball, and for some reason, Mirka tries to pass it to me, and he throws an interception, which really leaves the door open for Chillicothe to come back in this game. During the third and fourth quarter against Chillicothe, the goal is really to run the clock out, as we're only up by 11 points, and the less time on the clock means the less likely Chillicothe will come back and give us our first loss on our senior season. On a 2nd and 6 here, we have a toss play where we absolutely cook the defenders, and our blocks sit up perfectly, and we have another touchdown on the day against Chillicothe. The last thing a 300-pound man needs is motivation to be the best halfback in the nation, and we're really looking that way right now. On a QB handoff that I keep, we only get a few yards, which is one of my favorite plays that coach runs for me. On a pass play here on 2nd and 8, Mirka tries to throw the ball to me, and it becomes incomplete, which doesn't really say much about him because he tries to throw another pass that is congested, but we make the best of it, end up trucking some people, and have a 16-yard reception pretty much made out of nothing. Another run play on a 1st and 10, and we gain 8 yards. It feels like 8 or 9 yards a carry is really what we are averaging in high school, and we have a 9-yard touchdown run, which puts us up 42-24 against Chillicothe. This was really not the game that Chillicothe wanted to have after hearing that ENags would only be on one side of the ball, but the side of the ball he picked was probably the right side. With 3 minutes left, we are trying to run the clock down and not be selfish. We're trying to dive just so that way we don't look like bad sports against Chillicothe. And here on a 1st and 10, we do end up trucking a safety, which does maybe make us look like a bad opponent, but hey, we do what we can. And on the 1-yard line, what else are you going to do besides run a toss play and pad the stats, try to get some more offers, but you do what you can. And now is the time when we really are trying to run the clock out. We're trying to get down as much as we can to be good sports, up 25. I really don't think Chillicothe's coming back from this one, and we actually end up getting tackled out of bounds. I was trying to go out before, but sometimes that doesn't happen. With 23 seconds left, we run the last play of the game, and then we just end up going down with about a 6-yard gain. After the game, we received an offer from Arkansas, which was really cool, and we got an offer from the number 1, number 3, and number 4 ranked team, which is A&M, Stanford, and Alabama. And of course, we picked Alabama since they are the number 1 team in the country. In the last game before our high school playoffs, we were really trying to show out and get as many offers as we can to have as many eyes on us as we enter the playoffs, which is the most important run of our senior season. Again, the fans are chanting to check our birth certificate, but we aren't really concerned about that. We just came off one of the better games of our entire season, and we look to continue that against Springfield here right before our playoffs. A 1st and 10 run that goes for about 20 yards is just the way we need to start this game. and try to show Springfield what we're here for. We absolutely are trucking cornerbacks. These high school kids aren't really going to want to go back to algebra class after this game. Even though we are 300 pounds, we have the mobility of a 200-pounder and make some people look silly with the stick skills there. On an option play right here, Merca tosses it back, which is a new one. We haven't ran that play all season, and coach is starting to throw it in right before the playoffs. On a 3rd and 2 here, we get all the way down to the 2-yard line, which is one of my favorite plays. We do a stretch, and we break a tackle and walk in for our first touchdown of the game, making it 7-0 against Springfield. Springfield's definitely trying to contain us the best they can. They're having some of the best run defense, if I'm being honest, that we have faced this far into our high school career. On those 2 plays, we only gained 6 yards, which I'm not sure was the last time we got held to 6 yards on 2 consecutive carries. And right here, we get a nice little pass from Merca to Ostrander for a 14-yard completion. Another 1st and 10 run shocks no one, and we break this one for about 15 yards. Coach is really trying to throw some wrinkles in the game plan while splitting us out wide, which is something we have not done to this point into the season, trying to make sure people don't know what to expect from us when it comes to the playoffs so we can win a state championship in Ohio. A little jet sweep fake right here, and we absolutely bulldoze a cornerback who I honestly feel bad for. Another 1st and 10. Looks like we're going to try to run in between the tackles here, but we busted out, try to cut in, and then we end up getting tackled at the 6-yard line. On a 2nd and goal, we run the option again, and Merca keeps it, which he gets his one of the first touchdowns I've seen rushing this season. So great for Merca there. With 45 seconds left in the first half, Merca throws me the ball, trying to get me some more receptions too. 1st and 10, and we are going to have to push the ball down the field if we want to get some points on the board. Only being up 14 is not ideal, and an incompletion there should have gotten my head around. That's on me, Merca, my bad, man, but we answer back on that 2nd and 10 with a great gain 21-yard reception. We fall down on our route here a little bit. We don't get to do exactly what we want, but Merca hits us underneath. We pick up the yardage. With 11 seconds left, we are, of course, going to run 4 verts, which is Merca's favorite play to pass in, and he throws it to me. I get them all the way to the 15-yard line. With 7 seconds left here, I fall down, but Merca makes a great throw to Weisbecker for a 15-yard touchdown. And coming out of the 4th quarter, the 3rd quarter was very boring. Nothing happened. It was 21-7. It's still a close, tight, contested game. We really need to break this open. We can't let Springfield think they can hang around with us, but their run defense has honestly been pretty good. I think they've held to 130 yards, which is crazy because that's the majority of our entire offense. So have to give kudos to Springfield when we can. This 2nd and 6, we really try to truck over this defender and really wish we could have. We might have been able to take that one to the house. But here we do have the QB keeper play, which is my favorite. And to no shock to anybody, we take it to the house. We finally bust the game open. It is 28-7 after that huge run. With only 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, Springfield did score again, makes the game 28-14. We are going to try to bleed the clock as much as we can. We don't want to give Springfield too much of a chance to stay into this game, so we're going to try to run some clock out while we can. 1st and 10 here, and we make some really nice cuts, end up almost busting this one to the house. With 2 minutes and 6 seconds left, we do go down, trying to chew as much clock to not let them come back in this game at all if we can help it. 2nd and 7, and we run this one. We end up getting a 1st and goal, which we love. We run the goal line toss play that is probably one of my favorite plays we do run besides the QB keeper designed run for me. And here, again, to no shock, we end up taking it to the house. Honestly, a great game plan from Springfield holding us, but we end up finishing the game with 276 yards and 3 touchdowns with 64 receiving yards on top. After the game, we received an offer from Alabama, the #1 school in the nation, and Missouri, Iowa, and Georgia Tech are also interested in me. And trying to stick close to home, I think we did end up going with Iowa, just in case we did want to stay around Ohio. Hope you guys enjoyed, and next time we will be in the playoffs.